Welcome back, folks. We're back here in the duck call room. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you're probably wondering why me and Johnny D are
We're sharing a microphone today.
so close. And, you know, anyway, that's because we have a special guest in here. Look, if you have followed Duck Commander from the beginning, which I know a lot of y'all have, whenever he pans that camera over to the next side, you're going to recognize the guy sitting by side.
The biscuit maker.
Who just so happens to be Johnny D's uncle, Mac Owen. Owen, no S. I'm here to educate you. There's no S on either one of their names.
Either
but my name has always been Owens.
That's right. Owen.
I guess you do have plausible deniability if you keep it that way. No, I wouldn't be. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Right.
But we're honored to have Mac with us today. I ain't seen him in quite a while. I think the last time was when you come down and preached the sermon, for Celebrate Recovery, which I enjoyed thoroughly. But how's everything been in your world in Colorado?
Excellent. There's not as many I live at 9,000 feet elevation. And so when I come down here, I got a lot of energy. And people are like, are you on vitamins or something? I said, no, I ain't on vitamins. Y'all got something we don't have, oxygen. And so I'm breathing in every bit of this oxygen. And there ain't no ducks at 9,000 feet because they can't breathe up there either.
Well, I don't need to go to Colorado.
No, you don't need to go up there.
If you need another little toot of oxygen, just look in that backpack right there.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I got to get that thing fixed. It's been on the...
Uh-oh.
It's wacky now.
Hey, now, I will tell you this. I moved to this place in Colorado, and when I went and looked at the property, they said it had 3 lakes on it. And I went in there, and I looked, and I was looking around for these lakes, and I'm like, now, where are these lakes you're talking about? And they said, right there. I said, you mean in ponds? I said, no, we got lakes in Louisiana. You guys got ponds up here. So there's not a lot of water for the ducks. But my daughter decided that I needed a duck. So she found some rescue ducks. You ever heard of rescue duck?
No.
No, well, I hadn't either. So she brought them to my house, and she said, these ducks were at a park in Denver, and the other ducks were being mean to them.
Oh.
So they rescued them.
Yeah, so she brought them to me, and I'm thinking, I'm going to make a gumbo out of them. This may not be a rescue.
No, this ain't going to be a rescue. This is going to be a meal.
That's right.
Okay. I have to agree, so let's get a duck gumbo going, boys.
That duck was being bullied by the other duck.
The duck was being bullied. That's right. That's Colorado.
In Denver.
In Denver.
Yeah. At a park.
The only thing I remember in Denver is we stopped over there one day, flying somewhere, and Willie was with us. I went to the restroom, and the next thing I know, I'm in the dark, okay, in a place I've never been in before. So I had to just feel my way around because he turned the lights out. It took me 30 minutes to get out of the bathroom.
That's something Willie would do to somebody.
Oh, no. No, yeah.
Willie's still the same, Mac, in case you're wondering.
Okay, it sounds like it.
No,
yeah.
he ain't changed.
Oh, I reckon so. Well, Mac, in case you hadn't noticed, everybody around here is getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. But,
He's right there with us.
I was going to say, at 9,000 feet, you got to learn to walk up these mountains and back down. I tell you, walking up's a lot tougher than walking down.
But I have a question for you.
Okay.
In all sincerity. So you started hunting with Phil, what year?
1988.
1988. Now, was anybody in the blind allowed to laugh?
Nobody was allowed to speak. And here's what the first thing I said was, I'm sitting there in the duck blind, the first duck season. I'm sitting there like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be able to say here, but it started raining. And the rain started hitting me right across the legs here. So I'm under the roof, but the roof is short.
Yeah.
And the rain's, and the first thing I said was, who built this mess? Look, and Phil looks over at me like, you idiot. I did. And he didn't say idiot, but I saw it in his eyes. He said, I built it. You think you can do better? I said, oh, I know I can do better.
Oh, yeah.
So that started a long line of blind building right there.
Yeah. And that was plumb and square and all this good stuff, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Like stuff is supposed to be built. Phil ain't never squared nothing.
Yeah, when I brought a level out there and a nail gun, he's like, what in the world is all that
what
for?
What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? He said, hey, we got to square this thing up. Phil said, no, that's the last thing we want to do, square anything up right here.
But back in them days, it was serious business, wasn't it?
Oh, it was serious business. Everything was serious. From I won't even mention that. No, I can't go there. But yeah, everything was serious.
Yeah.
There's some stories best left untold right here, I guess. Now, hey, I will say this too. Every year the highlight though, because back then duck season was only 30 days. I mean, that was it. So you had to get everything you could get in. And Cy was stationed somewhere in the world. And he would come in, he'd plan his hunting trips around, his leave around hunting. And so I'll never forget the time he came in from Alabama with a deer strapped to the hood of his truck.
Big 10-point.
We're like, where'd that come from? He said, well, I killed it in Alabama.
Yeah, had to bring it back. Everybody, when I was driving back, everybody in the world was looking to me. Now, there goes a true redneck.
You drove a deer from Alabama to here on your hood?
Oh, yeah. No. It was a buddy of me that I met in the Army, okay? He lives in Alabama. He said, hey, come on hunting with me. I said, okay. So he said, go up the hill there, and he said, you'll see some deer, some bucks. So I sit down at the top of the hill, pretty up there, and I'm listening. I can hear deer walking. And I'm looking, I can't see anything. All I can hear crunching the leaves. Finally, then, hey, the biggest one, 14-point, he's already by me. Okay. Well, that made me mad, okay, because the biggest one slicked me. Well, then the next one I see his antlers coming out of some short pine trees, Well, when I throw up, he sees me and takes off running. Well, just about the time I fixed to squeeze the trigger, I had it on his shoulder. Well, he saw me again when I raised up, and he started to turn. I pulled the trigger, and I popped him right here. Just dropped him. Well, there was another one, 10-point behind him.
Here he goes.
Okay, I was fixing to shoot him, okay, and my buddy come up, and he said, well, wait a minute, hold it, right here's your deer. I just, put the gun down. And he went, oh, bad move. I said, yeah, it was, because I'd have killed that one for you. All right.
We'll be back right after this. Hey, Si.
Yeah.
Is the summer heat melting your ice cubes?
No.
You need to stay frosty where it counts with the brand new Tommy John underwear. son.
Oh, boy. It'll get you. You better have some.
Frosty.
Better have some breathable.
I'm very cold natured. I'm going to have to order me a pair of them.
Oh, my.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, my goodness. The folks over at Tommy John's are great. They're fantastic writers, but you know what else they are? They make a fantastic product.
Hey, they do.
Right, Si?
Hey, look, Tommy John don't have fans, okay? We done passed that. We are fanatics because we all love them.
When you wear Tommy John, you're that much cooler, so you can do everything better thanks to breathable, lightweight fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. We know they got all the dozens of comfort innovations. They will keep you looking and feeling cool all season long, from lounging at home to the summertime fun out on the lake. Si said it. They ain't fans. They're fanatics. They've sold over 17 million pair. That's a lot of draws.
That's 17 million.
Well, Si was about 45 of those 17.
I got about 20 pair of them.
Hey, look, it doesn't just make you feel cooler. You are cooler. Stay up to 7 degrees cooler than cotton in Tommy John's Apollo underwear. Plus, there's no risk because we've covered you with Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Shop TommyJohn.com/duck right now for 20% off your first order. Get 20% off right now at TommyJohn.com/duck. TommyJohn.com/duck. Seaside.
20% off, boys.
Martin, I like sharing a microphone with you. We're back on the Duck Call Room with tales from, I guess it was the middle of Duck Commander.
80s, boy.
The 80s
It was
and
after, it was Duck Commander 1 was the only one that had come out. And then we started hunting together right after that.
Because you were on, what, Duckman
2.
You were on more than that, huh? Or
All of them
All
after
of 'em.
that.
The best one, I don't know if Mac will remember this, okay? Because we would go way before daylight, get in the blind, throw the decoys out and all that stuff.
You still do.
Still do.
Well, okay, but anyway.
Somebody still does it,
The
right?
day would
Somebody's
be
doing it.
going along, and then, Mac would say, okay, everybody ready for some biscuits and eggs and bacon and all this? Yep, we ready. So he would go in blind in the kitchen and, go ahead and cook his breakfast. So we're hearing it just the bacon sizzling and it's smelling good and all that. Well, hey, they said, hey, get ready. Here comes some wood ducks. Okay. So we got ready. That Phil said, cut them. So one of them was way up there. I'm talking about the one I shot at. I just threw up. He was going over the, coming off. I just boom, folded him. Mac comes out of the kitchen with 2 plates with bacon and sausage and eggs and everything. Now, he's been back in the kitchen, okay, and it takes a while to get out on the blind. I'd already shot, and it'd been like probably, if you counted it, probably a 12 count slow. And when he walks out, it splashed, and Mac said, boy, he must have been up there. I said, he was. And I said, I made a good shot on him, too.
Okay, all right. So right, and so talking about long shots, when Si would come in from being on leave to come duck hunt with us for 30 days, you'd always wear that big wool trench coat. Because back then we couldn't afford clothes. Nobody was giving us clothes, and we had some pretty rough looking clothes. And you wore that trench coat, and when it started raining, that thing had to weigh like 100 pounds.
Oh no, but it was warm because it was wool.
But it was soaking wet.
Green OD.
So the first day he's back in the duck blind, and the boys, and I mean Jason and them would be on that end. They'd always be trying to get something out of you. And there was a crane over there one day, and I'll never forget that crane was about 100 yards or something. They said, bet you can't kill that crane, Si.
Yeah, up in the top of an old dead tree.
And
one of them big white ones that you put out in the decoys. You got one that looked like that, but it was and I kept telling them, I said, hey, we would take the rifle in the case we seen a deer. And I had my 30, not 30, I had my 30-06. And they kept saying, I bet you can't hit that crane.
Hey, before we get any further, aren't that a federally protected bird?
No, we didn't. Nobody ever killed a crane.
No.
Nobody ever killed a crane.
They were just making sure. Okay.
No, because your words were, my mama taught me never to kill nothing I wasn't going to eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
I kept telling them, I said, hey, look, y'all are trying to make me go against what my father and mother taught me growing up.
But you said in the size of a dime at 90 meters,
Yeah.
you could put 3 shells.
That's right.
Right, 90 meters. You kept stressing 90 meters.
I said, hey, look, when I threw this rifle in, I said, I use a dime and I circle it, and then I put a quarter over that and circle it. Then I put $1, 50 cents piece over that and circle it. Then I pput $1 over that and circle it. And I said, and hey, at 100 yards.
90 meters, because you just came back from Germany.
Yeah. I said, hey, I will put 3 30-06 rounds touching each other. I said, so shooting that little old crane over off the top of that dead tree would not be anything for me to do.
Okay, so here was the line, though, after that. And you said, so don't make me do it.
That's right. I said, y'all are going to
Don't make me do it.
That's right. Y'all going to fool around and make me kill that
Don't
crane.
make me do it. That's what you get. Yeah, I don't know how many times you said that.
Well, we're
But
glad.
the moral of that story, the crane did leave there, right? He left there alive. Alive. He flew up his own volition.
But right before, what happened was they kept saying, I said, all right, y'all have done made me mad. I'm fixing to kill him. And when I said I'm fixing to kill him, hey, he took off. I said, hey, he's been listening to us the whole time. And I said, and when y'all convinced me to kill him, he said, I got to get out of here. And left. That's how that story ended.
I'm glad
He
y'all.
flew the
I'm
coop.
glad you didn't kill him, sir.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, nobody died that day.
I feel like I should be.
Nothing was heard in the video.
I feel like I should be paying to be here today. Yeah. Like, this is fantastic.
Oh, no.
It's
Hey,
amazing how much more detailed Mac's stories about Si are than what Si
Mac, I
recommends.
am gonna have
Well,
to
hey, the
caution
rest
you
of
on
them
one
don't have to pay
thing.
attention to me.
When you use words like volition, you just really stump Si. So, like,
He's the only one that would pay attention to me. All the rest of them just ignored whatever I said.
well, I mean,
No,
Mac,
upstairs.
and I think Mac can testify to this. Like when Si first started coming, he wouldn't say nothing.
Right.
Like nothing. Camera go to him.
Well, no, because that's what most people don't understand about me. I am a shy person, really.
Very quiet.
Very quiet and very shy.
Unless commas and zeros are involved.
Well, hey, no, I finally run into the people I really wanted to run into. They had a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then,
Right,
hey,
yeah.
that changes my whole perspective on these cameras.
Yeah. The first time I had to figure Cy out because I came out. And by the way, he's talking about when Mike was in the kitchen. I was in the duck blind. Our duck blinds had these full kitchens in there with a nice gas stove. I mean, you know, it was nice.
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
it?
That's when we had a carpenter on staff.
That's right.
Regulation
Exactly.
carpenter.
Right.
a real carpenter.
Yeah, now they're benches that were carved with
Yeah.
chainsaws
Yeah.
and a little hodgepodge
Yeah.
roof on them.
And
See,
then
they went
nothing-
back to it.
Yeah, back-
See,
oh,
yeah.
reverted
They
back
reverted.
to
They
that.
reverted.
Oh no, yeah. When you left, the blind building, it went down.
And that was but with Cy, I had to figure out what he was saying to me because I said, "Hey, Cy, do you want a plate of food this morning?" You know, no. Yeah. I'm like, what is it?
Then he
No
yeah,
or
no,
yeah?
yes or no. Do you want something to eat or not? Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, so one of my favorite scenes in all the Duck Commander videos is the famous spitting scene, where I think it was Mac, Burley,
Yep.
Phil, and who was the other one? Was it Jace?
No, W.E. I think.
Might have been
W.E. on that.
Or it may have been Big Boy. It may have been Burley's dad.
Yeah,
I
might
can't
have been
remember.
Dave.
Me and Burley and Phil were the three main spitters.
That's right.
I know that. And I had the longest stream. You guys can check it out. If anybody wants to go back to that scene.
right.
This
You
ain't even a
can't-
humble brag. This
No,
is
this
they
is
what
used
it
to
is.
have a contest.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just what
Okay.
it is.
Oh yeah.
But look, I remember that when I first come in on leave, and they said, "You hadn't seen the newest video, have you?" I said, "No, I hadn't." You know, so they put it on, and they just had it on that scene. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
It started, and 15 minutes has gone by, and it's just.
Johnny D's pulling.
The
it
slow motion was the
I'm-
best.
Yeah, I'm on the floor. Just I couldn't stop. I said, "That's the craziest thing." And everybody said, "Yeah, but that's the favorite part of this."
Oh
video."
yeah, that's what stands out.
Yeah,
Mac,
that's the
whose
favorite
idea was
part.
that?
That was actually Phil's idea. Yeah. Phil's the one that said we need to have a spitting scene, boys. And that's when we had Gary Stevenson was the film guy, and we would have to literally carry out 5-gallon buckets of batteries because he had this camera that was like 3 feet long.
Oh yeah. Look, and the way it was when they were talking about, well, hey, you're gonna have to get these ducks right here in this 2-foot square.
And everybody was getting fed up with all the
You know,
filming. there.
everybody would say, "What do you mean why not you can't move the camera?" He said, "No, I can't move the camera."
And
You gotta kill 'em.
Jace, Mr. Easygoing,
Yeah.
was like back in the back. I can't stand this cameraman. Of course, the cameraman's over there with his headphones on, listening to everything. And Jace is like, "Yeah, I wish he'd just get out of here so we could hunt." And all of a sudden, it comes over like a loudspeaker. "Jace, you have the vision of a stick of margarine."
Yeah.
I wish we had that audio still because
Oh,
we
no.
need to replay that for him during duck season.
Oh no.
He still forgets we're trying to sell duck calls around here. He said, "Get rid of that cameraman."
See?
That same deal though. I mean,
And Jace was
Everybody-
wanting to duck hunt.
but everybody flares ducks, but them.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Except
no.
for Phil and
yeah.
Jace.
That's
They
the
don't
best.
see them.
No, that's the
Ever.
best part. Okay, that's the best part. They always, when Jace brushes the blind, wherever I'm sat, that's where the most brush is. Okay, and they look, and I'm standing up, and you can't see me. Nobody in the blind even knows I'm there because they can't see me.
And he's flaring the ducks.
And I'm flaring the ducks, and I'm saying, "Hey, I got the little flash alert for you on the ends." I said, "Y'all need to stand up and look at where you're standing, and then look where I'm standing." I said, "There's only 2 open places in this duck blind." I said, "I'd be on your end, Jason Robertson, and on your end, Phil Robertson." I said, "The rest of us, all we can do is stick our gun out and hope we kill something when we shoot it." Because we can't see the duck.
Now, we did have a lot of fun with the cameraman, though. You know, after Stevenson was Greg Epinette. I'll never forget the day. So we're riding into the duck hole, and Greg decided it would be a good idea to ride with his legs over the front of the boat.
Front of the
yeah.
boat in the water.
In the water. So he's dragging, Phil's back in the back, bah, and all of a sudden, look, it was this quick. Whoop, 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 and Epinette's gone. We're like, good night. And all of a sudden, he comes
you
back
can't even
over.
see him.
Yeah, he comes back over the side,
Yeah.
though, and we're like, what happened? He said,
back
a
in the
stump, a stump. So the stump cut him off in the shins, took him out. So look, we get him back. He's soaking wet. He's underwater. All his gear is on. He's soaking wet. We get him back, and Phil had brought a bunch of clothes that somebody had given from Goodwill, and there was like these bags of clothes in the back. Well, there was a pink pair of coveralls in there. We don't know where they came from, but all of a sudden, Epinet comes out in this pink pair of coveralls onto the shooting porch, right? You remember that?
Why were iPhones so late? That'd be a great picture
So
to
let,
have.
let me guess what Phil said. What Phil said after that happened. What kind of idiot
No.
sits on the front of the boat with his legs
feet
hanging?
That's
in the
exactly
water.
what he
That's
said.
exactly what he said. What kind of idiot?
Oh, well, look, let's.
I'm surprised it didn't kill him or either just cut his legs off.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
This stump was this big around, and I mean, but he was like shot out of a cannon. When it hit,
gone.
he was gone.
He was gone.
You know, we didn't even see him. He was underwater.
Mm.
You know, then he come up to me. We said, "Are you all right, Albert?" He said, "Well, I guess." Boy, he pulled them pants up.
Wasn't no meat on them shins.
Oh, no. I just, yeah.
And y'all and Robertsons are known for being caring and
Oh,
nurturing
yeah,
after something like that
nurturing.
happens.
Nurturing is
So,
one
you
of
know,
our strong
I'm sure
points.
y'all took good care of Ep after that
Yeah,
happened. But,
yeah.
well, let's take our next break and we'll be back for more tales from the crypt, so to speak, right after this. Look, it's almost summertime. People are going to be taking vacations. You lizards that like to go to the beach, that's for you. But sometimes we like to head to the mountains where Mac's from and cool off for a little while. Mm-hmm. So when you've been 90 degrees down here in the summer, you head to mountains where it's cool. You need a blanket.
And one that's great in the great outdoors.
That's exactly right, because you'll be staying outside camping, doing all the fun things that you can do up there because they ain't got the stuff that we got. So you can actually stay outside. You can live outside up there. There aren't many blankets out there that can withstand the great outdoors and your living room, but now there is Rumpel. With over 135 designs available, there's a blanket for everyone, everywhere. The blankets from Rumpel are weatherproof, durable, and most of all, they're cozy. They're made with the same technical materials used in premium outdoor gear and activewear. Basically, Rumpel said, the world needs a better blanket. We're going to build it. So that's what they've done. They recycle over 5 million plastic water bottles a year, helping reduce our plastic footprint, our human footprint on the earth. These blankets are awesome in the great outdoors or at home. Their fabric keeps pet hair and debris off. If you have a yellow lab like me, keeping pet hair off of something's next to impossible, but this blanket can do it. And, I mean, that means you can use it anywhere. We got to try out our Rumpel blankets. They are legit. Johnny D's got one on right now because we got that air cranked down in here. So, from the original Puffy to their newly released wool blanket, Rumpel blankets are perfect for any adventure, even the living room kind. Save 15% off with code DUCK15. That's RUPML.com for 15% off. Visit Rumpel.com to get 15% off and stay cozy with a brand new Rumpel.
Hey, Mother's Day's coming up. Guess what Mama likes?
They like to nest and be wrapped up in blankets for some reason.
That's right.
Well, Mac, look, I think everybody that's listening needs to know, and if you don't know, Mac, you were essentially Phil Robertson's first business partner. I mean, essentially, y'all bought the land together.
Right.
Like, if it hadn't been for you, it wouldn't have been that. So how's Phil as a business partner? I just, how'd y'all's conversations go on decisions and stuff like that? I'm just curious.
Well, how the conversations went, it was pretty much like, Owens, we need this land. I'm like, I agree, but we both have wives. He said, that's the problem. We got to figure out how to break it to them that they need this land.
Yeah.
So
we've
I'll
got
never
to
forget.
them.
Yeah, well, we had me and Phil. He was a little bit. He'd been a convert a little bit longer than I had to Jesus, and so he wasn't any more couth. No, he was just he'd been a convert longer. That's all it was. So, but we decided that since we're changing our lives to become new men, that we needed to take care of our women a little better. So we had one night a week, we had to have get out of yourself night. And that meant that anything the wives wanted us to do, we had to do it. So we would, go have a meal together, go to a movie, whatever.
Phil
so actually,
agreed?
Phil Robertson, I have been to the movie theaters with him quite often.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. Yeah, that don't. I promise
I just got
you.
nervous.
There's not very many people that can say that. And so anyway, he said, "I'll tell you what, Owens. When we take them out this week, let's take them somewhere really nice. Whatever movie they want to go to, wherever they want to go to eat.
In other words,
And then we'll break
really
it to them.
butter 'em up.
Yeah. We got 40 acres we need to buy. And that was a lot. 40 acres. Oh, my goodness. Well, it actually went pretty good. We got 40, then we got 180 from the Sisters of Samoa somewhere, I don't know, somewhere over there. And Catholic Church, they had the land. We bought it from him. We had to write. He's pretty smooth. He wrote a whole proposal of how we were going to be conservationists and take care of the duck population over there and only harvest the ones we needed. And they said, fantastic, Mr. Robertson, we'll sell that to you. So we bought that land. It ended up we had about 1,000 acres over there, just like that. But here's when it all made sense to the women. When a pipeline company said, we'd like to come across your land and we'll give you $13,000 to do it. And Phil said, no. That's when both of the ladies said,
Have you
you
lost your mind?
idiot.
Yeah, have you lost your mind?
You're not going to take 13. He said, I can get more. Well, fortunately, Phil did hold out and he got us a lot more and a bunch more pipeline. So after that, the women were all like, do y'all need to buy more land somewhere?
Yeah.
And actually, but no, what paid for the land? I'll tell you what paid for the land. We didn't want to cut a tree over there, and a timber company come in and said, if you take out a third of the timber, it'll make everything a lot better. The canopy will grow and all that. And so we said, okay, we'll do it. So a casket company from Mississippi bought all those trees to make oak caskets out of. So that's where the land was paid for after that, and then all the pipeline money was gravy after that.
That's incredible.
And then, no. And then you got to actually say, and then there's people that says, no, there's not a God in heaven. This is living. This is living proof, okay, that two men, okay, that wasn't worth shooting, okay, to begin with, and that's just being honest.
Mac, he's talking about you.
No,
I know, that's
That's
correct.
my uncle.
That's just being honest.
You watch it. There's
my
two
brother-
Owens in
my
the house
brother is
first.
one of them that needed a bullet too. Okay, but I'm just saying. Okay, this is proof that there is a God in heaven. Okay, because for these two to get together and actually say, "Hey, we need to buy some land," and now we got to convince our ladies that we need this land, that they need this land.
All it took was a trip to the movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm still trying to process Phil in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Because
Or
there's
out
a-
at dinner.
yeah,
I'm disturbed by it. I didn't know. That's incredible.
No.
So you and Phil used to be like a guy that would go like to the mall.
oh yeah. Look, Phil.
We went to the movie at the mall.
Willie invited Phil and Kay to his
On birthday
birthday
party.
his 50th birthday party,
and did show up?
They no showed.
Well, there you go.
Si was the only Robertson there.
Jace
That's
did
right.
make an appearance later.
That was after he heard from across the pasture.
Well, I
them
don't know.
talking
He heard the
about it.
band playing. I was wondering what was going on and all that. He just come over to check, see what was going on.
Oh, that's incredible, though. Yeah, I remember those stories about the casket and the pipeline. That's why I wanted Mac to tell it. 'Cause, I mean, who better to tell it than a guy that got paid for it?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we could have told it, but it's not the same. So imagine now there are people that were buried in Phil Robertson and Mac Owens trees. About 5 years ago, they could have really made a lot of money.
That's right.
We probably had Duck Commander caskets 5 years ago. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like,
They were out there.
you know, yeah,
But
somebody brought the proposal to us and said, we ought to make Duck Commander caskets. And we're like, yeah,
Here's
probably,
the truth
no, it's a little
about
too
both
far
of
there,
them,
but
though. Deep down, okay.
they slick.
No.
Oh.
No, deep down, they're actually good, big-hearted men, both of them.
Well, yeah.
But
Uh-oh.
if you'd tell Phil Robertson that, no. Because he would call that weakness,
Well,
okay, to actually have a tender moment with someone.
Go to the movies at the mall.
Yo, what do you mean go to the movies?
Duck Commander in the early '90s was a little different.
Oh, but if you think about it, it was pure genius. The image, the tough persona,
And then they were taking their wives to the movies at
And
the
then,
mall.
yeah, that's right.
It was on the same
To buy
level.
40 acres.
It was on the same level as the spaghetti westerns,
Yep.
the good, bad, and the ugly. That was kind of deal it was.
I don't know if it was on that level. But
Oh yeah, it was. It was.
it was pretty.
Yeah, it
good.
was.
It was entertaining for us rednecks.
Oh, man. Well, let's take another break. We'll be back right after. So, Mike, look, we've told a little bit of the past story about running around with this wild bunch and everything, but you say you're living in Colorado. How did you end up in Colorado? Did we run you there? Did the Robertsons run you smooth to Colorado?
No. That was, I'll have to say, look, I got some, actually, Jay, your wife, she's an angel. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So about 4 months ago, I got a box after she had called me of Mayhaw, muscadine jelly, and some tomato relish. And so they didn't run me off here. I still, one of the hardest things for us to do in leaving here was leaving this family we were a part of, because we really were family. We did everything together. I mean, it was, I'll never forget when I first became a Christian. Like Si said, I wasn't worth killing. I was straight out of the world, drug addict, and I became a Christian, and I didn't know what to do. But I heard this Phil Robertson guy at church was there, and he liked to share the gospel with people. So I went up to him one Sunday. I said, "Hey, I hear you like to share the gospel, share about Jesus, what he did in your life. If you could tell me how to do that, if you're going to share with somebody, just give me a call, and I'd love to come over." Well, no call for about 3 weeks. So I see him at church on Sunday morning. I said, "Hey, I thought y'all said this was like a family around here. I haven't got any calls, and I hear you've been on some Bible studies. What's the deal with that?" And he said, "Hey, Jack, I'll call you." And so he leaves. He talks to Kay, and he said, "I think that Owens is serious." Well, look, he called me about the next 2 days, and from there, it was 3 years of Bible studies with people every other night. And he would share the gospel, and I would, because he wouldn't ever give anybody verses. He'd just go. You know how when he gets the Bible out, it's on. And so I would write down all the verses he was sharing and give those to people when they left. And so from that, there was a bond, a real family bond that took place, and we did more stuff as families together. I'll never forget riding in his station wagon, the kind with the wood sides on it and the back seat that nobody wants to sit in because everybody's driving up from behind looking at you. We'd go places in that station wagon. We went to a men's study or something he's going to go share at this thing. So he goes over there, it's past Shreveport. He goes over, shares the message, gets back in the car. We're riding down the interstate, Interstate 20, coming back to Monroe, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Dog crap." I'm like, "Dog crap?" He said, "Owen, you stepped in dog crap. I smell it. It's on your shoes. You stepped in dog crap. Hey, Owen, don't ever leave a place without checking your shoes to see if there's dog crap before you get in the man's car." And I said, "I don't think I stepped in dog crap." He said, "Check your shoes. I promise you stepped in dog crap." I said, "Okay." So I pull my shoes off in the front seat of this station wagon, and I smell it. Nope. No. I said, "I ain't got dog crap on my shoes."
It ain't me.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It ain't me. So he said, look, he wore them little slip-on like sneakers, remember?
Yeah.
Little cloth thing. So he pulls off one. Nope. He pulls off those. Good night, dog crap, dog crap. Owens, I told you, don't ever leave a place without smelling your shoes first. Look, he cuts across 3 lanes of traffic. He's going, there's that first rest stop when you leave Shreveport. He cuts across 3 lanes of traffic. I know now we're going to die. He cuts across, goes into that rest stop. He stops right in front of a water fountain, goes out and starts washing his shoes out on the water fountain right there. I said, "Well, that's one way to get the dog crap off your shoes." He gets back in, wraps the shoe up in a towel, puts it in the bag and said, "Owens, I'm telling you, don't ever leave somewhere without checking your shoes, see if you got dog crap on them." So anyway, no, the Robertsons did not run me to Colorado. They were one of the reasons we didn't want to leave, but we had a lot of grandkids that moved up there with our kids, and I really always have loved the mountains, and so now I'm just in a different stage of life. I'm hunting bigger animals and having a blast.
Hey, the Robinson didn't hinder him from leaving, though.
Well, the good news is dog crap don't bother him anymore
That's right. They don't no more.
because he can't smell.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dog crap, BO, you name it. Doesn't really bother him.
Well, I will say on the BO deal, you know, I mean, he convinced me when I first got here. He said, "Owens, you don't have to wear deodorant no more." I said, "You don't?" He said, "No." He said, "I promise you, it's manly. Do not wear deodorant." I said, "All right, well, that's good." I'm thinking, you know, he's smelling pretty strong, but I said, "I'll try it for a while." Well, my wife convinced me that I do need to wear deodorant. And she said, "And everybody smells Phil too, just so you know." But then when I moved to Colorado, I did find a place finally you don't have to wear it because when you sweat up there, it evaporates before it ever stinks.
You don't get musty. It's there
musty.
and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I came back down to this level, Mary said, "You packed your deodorant, right?"
You did bring your deodorant. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So it's only in family that you talk about stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
talk
right.
about it all the time. I've been told once or twice about needing more deodorant from stuff. As recently as when I walked in, it was a hard morning at the Honey Hole. But
Everything I say is out of love.
that is
Johnny.
true. But that is cool just to hear the story of Mac and Phil becoming friends because the number of people y'all have impacted from driving down talking about dog crap, you know, to all the people Phil preaches to and stuff. And you're the national director of Celebrate Recovery. Is that the correct? I don't want to mess up.
Global director.
Global. My bad.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Universal
bad enough,
director.
though.
Oh, they
Director.
changed it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I'll do what I keep doing.
So what do you do with Celebrate? Give everybody a little insight
Well,
who's listening.
Celebrate Recovery is a ministry for anybody with a hurt, hang up, or habit, and I'm trying to figure out who doesn't have one of those.
We all
And
do.
So basically, what we do is go around to churches all over the world and share with them how they can invite people into the church that they should have been inviting in already. The people that Jesus hung out with, the people that were the worst of the worst, the people that didn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, one of my favorite stories is about the woman at the well. And when Jesus went out of his way to go to a well to wait on a person so that she could come and she would be the first convert in Samaria, and then he would ask her to go tell everybody. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to tell everybody who you are." And then it says, because of her testimony, many came to know Jesus Christ. And so what we do is just go and share on any given weekend. We until COVID hit, we were doing 2 seminars a month all over the world. Now we're doing one a month, but we're getting back to a lot more in-person stuff. And when we go to a church, before COVID, it was anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 people would show up. And to me, that's a great sign of churches, because these were all leaders from churches all over the place in that area where we went. They were coming to learn how they could invite those very people into the church that Jesus was waiting on. And so that's what I do. I just share with people about how to, God only uses broken people, and we're looking for broken people.
Well, there's plenty of them out there.
Yep. No shortage.
No, sir.
That's
Some
what.
of us still got a few chinks.
That's
anyway.
what
No,
I
no,
was fixing
that's
to say.
what's so amazing about it.
I got some broke parts myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Don't we all?
everybody's got them. But that's the most amazing part of it. Okay, is that hey, you think one person may not make a difference? They can. Yeah, the power is in the message.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Not the messenger.
You've changed your lifestyle. Okay, so does Phil Robertson. Okay, both of you is going down the wrong path, just like I did. I had to change my lifestyle, and then it's totally amazing what God can do with a broken person.
Amen.
That's right.
So, Mac, if our listeners want to learn more about Celebrate Recovery, where can they go to?
www.celebraterecovery.com, or just type in Celebrate Recovery in your search engine up top and press search, and it will come up.
You'll find it.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. Well, let's take our last break. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back. Guess what?
What?
We got a letter in the mail from a little girl named Leah.
Leah, our guest Leah?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
If
it
you
right here.
recall.
Oh, she was
she's-
awesome.
And
she
that
sat in
got
that
on me
chair.
about I couldn't call Duck.
So she sat in that chair right where Mac's sitting. This is a little girl. She was what, 11? It was her 11th birthday. They came from Maryland. She wanted to come to West Monroe, Louisiana for her birthday and come to Duck Commander.
Wow.
Well, their car got broke down. Well, they ran into a dog. Big dog, busted up the radiator. Went across the street here. My buddy Brad, he's a mechanic. Well, he couldn't get the part in for about 3 days. Long story short, he calls me. He said, look, this little girl is from Maryland. She's a hunter. You're not going to believe how good she can blow a duck call. All she want to do was come to Duck Commander for her birthday. They drove all the way from Maryland. So we meet her here and get to talking to her, and she is sharp as a tack. And then she got that duck call, and it was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Wow. So we tried to set up a little duck call competition between her and Si. Si didn't go for it. Nah. But anyway, she sent us a letter and some T-shirts with the University of Maryland and some hats over there. She said, hey, guys, this is Leah. We're just checking in. I'm sorry I haven't talked to you in a while. After my family watched the podcast, my mom and brother wanted to go duck hunting. So we took my brother hunting, and hopefully Mama can go next season. Well, she goes on to talk about how many ducks they killed, and she says she didn't get a deer, but hopefully she'll get one next year. Daddy bought her a compound bow. But anyways, we get to the end here. She said, right now I'm still in Delaware enjoying the outdoors. Thank you again for making my 11th birthday the best. Keep killing those ducks, ! P.S. Congrats, Martin, on your baby twins on the way.
There you go.
And P.S.S. Uncle Si, your duck calling is great. I was just pulling your leg. Much love.
This goes to show you 11-year-olds can be dishonest too.
That's right. Oh.
And we also got a letter from Sawyer.
Oh,
I pulled up here, and it was the day to do the podcast. I pulled up here, and there's some fans in a van, and as soon as I got out, grabbed my tea and my this and my oxygen and started walking in, this 8-year-old kid, and he just peeled. Okay, jumped out and said, hey, can I be on your podcast? I said, come on. So we come walking in, and I said, hey, guys, we got a guest today. Go ahead and sit down where you sitting right now.
he was a tobacco farmer.
Oh, he was a peel now.
Tobacco farmer.
Tobacco
Is that
farmer.
right? From where?
From
Tennessee.
Clarksville, Tennessee. And we also got one from Elon, from Tupelo, Mississippi. Okay? So that covered everybody that wrote into us.
All right. Well,
And Sawyer, I'll be calling you.
that does cover them. Sawyer sent us some pictures too. So
Yeah, he did.
That was a good time to remember it by. But Johnny D, what's in that mailbox?
Microphone sharing episode. This has been fun, Martin. No, so we always do hello at Duck Call Room. If you got anything, send it on, send it in. I read every one of them. Some of them make it on. I try and do the best I can to respond to some. But it always is weird when I get some and we have a guest and it's just like, wow, this was perfect. And Mac's here today. And Mac, you might be the perfect person to answer this one. So Daniel from Nova Scotia, Canada. I'm married with 2 young boys at the ages of 4 and almost 2. Congratulations. But he's struggling with drugs and alcohol. He tries to make sure his boys have a roof over their head and food on table, but I've dug myself into this hole and I'm struggling to get out of it. I myself think I believe in Jesus, but when I down and pray for help, I end up back to where I started. My question is, what else can I do to help myself? It's ruining my relationship with my wife, and I'm lost and not sure what to do anymore. I just don't want to end up back where I am now. Any advice would be greatly appreciated.
You bet.
Daniel, I got a ringer in here for you for advice.
Daniel, first of all, you cannot do it alone. Second of all, you won't end up maybe losing your family or making it worse for them. You'll lose them entirely if you keep on this road. So I don't want to leave it there because there is hope, and there's big hope. There are Celebrate Recoveries all over Canada. You look it up, and when you get to the website, you're going to find a place that says Group Finder up in the top right-hand corner. You click on that, you'll find a group in your area. There'll be phone numbers that you can call. And besides that, John David, if you'll give me his email,
Yeah.
not on the line, on the air, of course, but if you'll send that to me, I'll make sure and contact you, Daniel, find out where you're at, and I'll find you a group in your area.
Wow.
There's hope. There is hope.
That was a big time answer. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, I've got it right here. I'll email it to you afterwards. but
Perfect.
Yeah, Daniel, I'd just say,
And thanks for, I appreciate him being vulnerable enough to
yeah, we
share
get
that.
we get a lot of heavy emails. And when I read that one, I was like, if you weren't here, I was going to mention, like, I had family that has gone through it, and I now have family that helps out tremendously with it through Celebrate Recovery. But I think the key thing you hit on there, no matter what we're struggling with in life, you can't do it alone.
Right.
Whether it's any sin at all, if you think you're going to fix it by yourself, A, you need Jesus, and B, you need community around you. And that's kind of what Mac was hitting
Right.
on there.
Perfect.
Si, you got anything?
Yep. I just read a book. Stone had it in his office. It's called Narrative. Okay, and it's written by Cecil someone. I can't remember his last name.
Carter.
Carter?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, he talks about, are you aware of God's presence in your life? Okay, and all these stories we've been listening to me and Mac tell a while ago, God was always there. Okay, so Daniel, you need to be aware. Okay, I'll ask you a question. What do you know about the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit? And what do you believe about them? Check that out. Okay, and that'll help you. Okay, because like all of us, we're all been broken. Okay, and that's when Jesus does his finest work. Okay, you've got to be broken. I got chill bumps all over me. You've got to be broken so you'll listen to him. Okay, there's nothing that Jesus Christ can't overcome. Nothing. Okay, he's the creator, for crying out loud. So, hey, turn to him, my man, and hey, keep your focus on him.
And what Si just said was that we all need a father, and we have a father that's looking after us. Daniel, them boys of yours, they need a father.
Yeah.
They need you, and they need you on top of your game. And you can do it, brother. I know you can do it.
Man, that was a good one. All right, we got time for one more. Buddy. His name is Buddy. He's not my buddy, but we could be buddies. I don't know. He's from Mineral Wells, Texas, and this one's probably a good one for Max to be here too. A little over a year ago, he took a job on a very large ranch, and he moved far from friends and family. After 15 months, that job wasn't something he was helping him grow, and he remembers just feeling feeling like he didn't have purpose and crying out to God to show him where to go. After that, a few days later, he ends up talking to another guy, gets a job interview, and he's accepted a job moving again. He feels like it's the right move, and he's starting it towards the end of May, but he's starting to get cold feet. He feels like it's what he needs to do, but he's just asking, is there any advice on taking a leap and making a move and facing a little bit of fear in the unknown?
And this is Buddy?
This is Buddy from
All right.
Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you do, buddy. My wife and I moved to Colorado. We did not know anybody where we moved. Our kids lived out there, but they didn't live. They lived 2 hours away from us. So the very first thing we did when we got to the community we were moving to was got online, found the churches in that area. I looked at a church that I thought, hey, I might really resonate with this church right here. So I went to that church. They became part of our church, our family now, and we've been that church for 10 years. But we would not have made it. Again, it's back to we can't do this alone. If you're struggling with something in life, if you're moving off by yourself, whatever, God made us to live in community. And so when you get wherever you're going, you get online. I mean, you start right now. You can get online and see other churches there. And the first Sunday you're there, you go find that church and you show up and you keep showing up. I tell everybody, don't show up just one time and say, well, I didn't like that. Give it at least 6 tries. Wherever you go, give it 6 tries. I guarantee you this: they'll have a misery back guarantee. You can have your misery back if you don't like that church. You can always go to another church, right?
Misery back guarantee.
Misery back.
And hey, know this, misery loves company.
Hey, that's right.
Okay, I'm serious. That's why, hey, this deal about, hey, if you can't do it alone,
Right.
then, hey, open your mind and go look for help. Get help.
Yeah.
Everybody needs help every once in a while.
Yeah. You can do this, buddy. This is
it.
a matter of just looking for that church, find it, and sticking with it. And I guarantee you, you can find family. If here's what I know. the people that are a family of mine, first of all, they are followers of Jesus Christ, and that instantly makes us family. You know, and when I find those people, I find people that like doing the same stuff I like doing, and that's the people I hang around.
Duck hunting was one of those things.
And it's
Right,
always
exactly.
easier when you have people, surround yourself with people of like minds.
Hey, is this about over? Can I do one more little short story?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
ain't telling you nothing, Uncle Mac.
okay, well, I moved to Colorado. I'm out in the national forest. I live 3 miles off the main road, so I have to plow 3 miles to get out and to come back in during the winter. So I'm plowing one day, and this guy comes by me in a truck, and he stops my tractor. He's like, you know, hey, stop the tractor. I stop, and he said, hey, you see my dogs come across your place? And I'm thinking, first of all, I don't know you or your dogs, and what are your dogs doing on my place? And I said, no, I don't guess so. What kind of dogs were they? He said, they're blue ticks. I said, hound dogs? He said, yeah, hound dogs. I said, what are you hunting? He said, mountain lions. He said, you are Mac Owen from West Monroe, Louisiana, ain't you? I said, yeah, and who are you? He said, I'm Willie Treeshell from West Monroe, Louisiana. I'm like, get out of here. Well, come to find out, we were almost family. I knew all his family and everybody. His sister went to church with us here. And so it was amazing that in that moment, I connected with somebody just because of our relationship with Jesus Christ. And I knew that we were going to have a good, and now me and Willie and his son Cole and the whole family, we hunt together up there in Colorado. But it was all about connection. And it was all about getting together with other fellow believers and knowing just because Jesus made the difference that we're family immediately.
That's awesome. Well, anything, Martin? Send it. All right, we end everyone on a Bible verse. You got one?
Philippians 1:6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in each one of us will carry it on to completion date when Jesus Christ comes back. Last time I checked, Jesus isn't back, so that means all of us got work to do. Let's keep about the work that Jesus has for us, each one of us. We got a job, and we love doing it.
Uncle Mac, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sitting in my chair. That was a way better episode because you were here. See y'all next time on the Duck Call Room.